formally charged Donald Trump with inciting insurrection, signaling the start of Trump's second impeachment trial. House Democrats who will serve as prosecutors proceeded through the Capitol, still bearing the wounds from a deadly attack by Trump supporters, bringing the article of impeachment to the Senate.
Article 1, incitement of insurrection.
Senate's leaders have agreed not to start the trial until February 9th, which gives Trump more time to prepare a defense and allows the Senate to focus on President Joe Biden's early priorities, like cabinet appointments.
The more time we have to get up and running to meet these crises, the better.
A 2/3 Senate majority will be needed to convict Trump, meaning Democrats will need the support of 17 Republicans in order to do so. Some Republicans, including Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, have publicly condemned the violent assault on the Capitol and have criticized Trump for inciting it.
The mob was fed lies. They were provoked by the president.
Republican Senator Mitt Romney had strong words for Trump on CNN Sunday, saying, quote, "I believe that what is being alleged and what we saw, which is incitement to insurrection, is an impeachable offense. If not, what is?" But other Republicans like Lindsey Graham and Marco Rubio criticized the House impeachment as being rushed, saying it would be unconstitutional to put Trump on trial now that he is out of office, and that the focus should be on the rioters themselves. No other president in U.S. history has faced trial after leaving office, nor has a president ever faced impeachment twice.
Shame on these angry, unhinged partisans who are putting forth this sham impeachment, deranged by their hatred of the former president. Shame on those who seek blame and revenge and who choose to pervert a constitutional process while doing so. I want this body on record, every last person here. Is this how you think politics should be?
All right, guys, so big news. Rand Paul, who's a friend but a good American and someone who actually fights, which is, awesome. Someone who doesn't just take the nonsense. He just forced a vote on the floor of the United States Senate. He forced a vote to get people on the record as to whether they believe Nancy Pelosi and Chuckles Schumer
impeachment, deranged by their hatred of the former president. Shame on those who seek blame and revenge and who choose to pervert a constitutional process while doing so. I want this body on record, every last person here. Is this how you think politics should be?
All right, guys, so big news. Rand Paul, who's a friend but a good American and someone who actually fights, which is, awesome. Someone who doesn't just take the nonsense. He just forced a vote on the floor of the United States Senate. He forced a vote to get people on the record as to whether they believe Nancy Pelosi and Chuckles Schumer, whether they think their sham impeachment part 2 is even constitutional. A lot of people didn't want him to have that vote because, if it goes one way, you sort of end the rest of the ridiculousness, the political theater that the Democrats have been trying to push with this ridiculous impeachment. And 45 Republicans said they don't even think this thing is constitutional. 5, the usual suspects. Romney, big surprise. The weakest guy in the Senate. Might as well be a Democrat. A guy that would never push back on anything because when the media attacked him and destroyed his chances of the presidency, probably did us a lot of favors because that gave us Obama, which gave us Trump. But Romney was too weak to ever push back when they tried to destroy him. But now that he'll be anti-Trump, they'll love him until he says something conservative, which I'm not really holding my breath for. Then you have the usual suspects, I guess, Collins, Sass, Toomey, who couldn't get reelected, dog catcher in his home state at this point, Murkowski, the rhinos. Those people said maybe it's constitutional, but that's only 5. They need 17. So we're at less than 1/3 of what they actually need to make this happen. Chief Justice isn't even going to preside over it. So you have literally a Democrat senator that hates Donald Trump. He's the one that's going to preside over this, trial. And that's what it is, guys. It's nonsense. It's literally political theater. It's political entertainment given to you by the Democrats who are trying to extract political vendettas. But now, rather than Rather than spend the next couple of weeks maybe trying to fix the economy, Donald Trump did a good job of that. They're not doing so good right now. They're killing jobs left and right. Rather than doing that, rather than trying to, administer Joe Biden's supposed plan, which we also realize now doesn't exist, it never did, rolling out the vaccines, we see that nonsense. We were lied. The media told us there was a plan. Joe Biden told us a plan. There's no plan. Turns out there's no plan. But rather than focusing on maybe coming up with a plan to roll out the vaccinations that Donald Trump made happen, maybe now they would focus on that. But no, they're going to spend the next 2 weeks trying to exact political vendettas, wasting time on a sham trial run by a partisan hack Democrat to try to impeach the former president. I mean, think about that, guys. This is your tax dollars at work. They're not working for you, as we've seen. They're working to try to hurt Donald Trump, to try to hurt the MAGA movement. So I want to thank Rand Paul personally for calling it out, because now that we know those votes aren't there, they should take the next couple of weeks and actually work for the American people for a change. They should take that time and try to roll out something good as it relates to COVID, to try to fight for you, the taxpayers, rather than trying to get a little bit of airtime on partisan hackery television from our mainstream media, who's happy to do anything that's negative against Donald Trump. Know it now. They don't have the votes. This thing's dead on arrival. It's dead on arrival, and yet they're going to go through it, wasting your time, your money, and their resources and time that could be spent actually doing something for the American people. So, Rand Paul, I want to thank you for getting this out there. And I want to point out, by the way, Joe Biden in his speech about unity, now that you know you don't have the votes, where's the unity? You don't have the votes, so maybe we should get to work. Maybe we should do something unifying. It's not about unity, guys. They've been calling you racist and every ist you could imagine for the last 4 years. Now they say they want unity, but yet they're still going to go through with the sham when they know they don't have the votes, when they could be doing a lot of other more important things in the midst of a pandemic. Okay? It's never been about unity. As with everything with the Democrats and the radical left, it's all doublespeak pushed on you by a mainstream media that is as partisan as it gets. So know that going in. I want to see where all that unity leads as they try to go through this next 2 weeks of, political entertainment and theater trying to hurt Donald Trump. You should all be watching, and you should all vote accordingly in midterms. Thanks a lot, guys. Look forward to talking to you soon. But most importantly, thank you, Rand Paul, for having the guts to take on that vote, for putting it out there on the floor, for the Republicans who supported it. Now that we know it's not there, you're not even a third of the way to the 17 conservatives you need. They don't even think it's constitutional. Let's end this nonsense once and for all and start working for the American people for a change. Rand, you made that possible, although I have a feeling they're going to go through with the nonsense anyway, because they're more concerned about getting a little bit of airtime than they are fighting for the American people.